Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
You know, that's just one step above stupid. Did you hear what I said?
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
I have to fix something here really quick. So, where the hell is it? Way down there. There we go. I don't know if that's the right one. Hold on. Live chat overlay. That's not what I wanted to do. Right there. Okay. Well, there you go. Blue's getting his teeth clean. Let's see if we can do better on this show than the previous one. First show was a soul crusher, demoralizing. So we're coming back for another show late in the evening. Who knows? Maybe there's some people out here late in the evening that enjoy the show. Who the hell knows? But what was great about the last show, however, was I have this online troll, called the Real Cornet, right? That's what their name was always. The Real Cornet. They're the ones that do the whole Reddit community, all the online stalking. He's an actual stalker. There's, what's weird too is he's a male, right? And I'm a guy. It's like kind of weird that you're, a little strange that you're stalking. And it seems like a lot of the people stalking me in this case is that person. And so he's been calling for weeks and weeks with an anonymous phone number, but they don't show up on the screen. Okay, you can see it sort of flash up there. Oh, yeah, there's another anonymous one. And he got really tired of that. So then what he did was he called with his real number. That's why I dialed it back during the show. And then after the show was over, I called his number and I told him what his real name is. I know what his real name is now because I did a reverse phone number lookup. I've got his real name. I know exactly who he is. He's got a stalking charge in his past. And I'm going to be getting a hold of the police over there. Now, after I called him and let him know this shit, he put out this this right here. Look at it. I just reported Gray to the police. Triggered. This guy is a lunatic, okay? And he is an absolute stalker. It doesn't matter what show I'm on, anywhere I go on YouTube, anywhere. He shows up in the comment section to say the same shit over and over again. Okay? This guy's a lunatic. All right? And I know exactly who he is. And I mean, I was going to say something like, if he quits doing what he's doing, I don't care, man. I'm gonna be calling them, and I'm gonna let him know he's now an online stalker. And what's even weirder is all the people that just cheer this guy on, who's an actual felon stalker. Okay? That's incredible, isn't it? All right. So you can just go to hell, man. Go to hell. All right. Anyways, there you go. Yeah, it's great. It's great news. A lot of people were like, oh, God, thank God. You know, his name came about at one point. We just weren't sure. But when I did the reverse lookup, it was the same guy. So then you know, he's nailed now. He just got so bored. He just couldn't do the call. You know, he couldn't just, oh, I keep telling anonymous, it's not working. My stalking. You know, it's funny. You look over here, and he called like just a ton of times today. You know, it's weird. He called it like, you know, 8:46, 8:37, 8:21, 8:20, just over and over and over and over again. I mean, isn't that just sick? Jesus. That's not what it is, Jamie. It's way beyond what you're talking about right there. You know, just not watching. He's just an actual online stalker. He spends every waking moment, every single day, tagging me on YouTube, trying to figure out ways to hurt my channel. Okay, and it seems to work because basically the last show was a catastrophe. So if you guys are out there and you want to help support the channel so we can get somewhere near the goal today, that'd be great. But I thought we'd go back over this case again. You know, a couple more things came in after the show. Hey, thanks, Jessica Schubach. What do you mean? I don't know what his deal is. There's a bunch of people. My ex-mod is very similar to that person. They're all part of the same sort of group. They're all stalkers. They even have records of such. All right? So, I don't know what else to say. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, you didn't? Oh, well, thanks, Sandy Shirley. And it has nothing to do with YouTube, Cindy. It's whatever they want to do with it. YouTube has nothing to do with these guys. Let's see, is that the same? Okay. Man. Jesus. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Well, this show's starting exactly off the same way as the last one. Man, unreal. Let's see. Didn't know you was an Aussie, huh? Oh boy, here we go. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have came back on. I just came back on because I wanted to get that information out there, right there. I mean, it's unbelievable. This guy for years has been just relentlessly stalking me over and over again, and he tells people all the time stuff like, oh great, he's out there, he uses charities to scam people for money. And it's insane, you guys. He says that on like if I'm on like Vinny's show, he puts that in the chat below. Okay, it's ridiculous. Nobody's scammed at all. Everybody knows they're helping support my channel here. And then out of the income, I donate a large portion to wherever I want it to go. Sometimes we have nights where I go, hey, we'll send it into this place tonight if you hit this amount. And every single dollar that you guys sent in went to that place. Okay? We have nights like that. But we can't do those kind of things if we have nights like this. The first night of the month. I don't know if it's an April Fool's joke you guys are playing on me or what you guys are doing out there, but it's been a disaster tonight. And I don't know how else to explain that. You know, I came on doing my show and just whew, let's see, where is it? He's not just a hater. He's literally a criminal stalker, and I know his name, 100%. I have everything. I know him. I know who he is. Okay. It doesn't matter. I've already had that name from before, but now I know exactly who he is. I don't know, Randy. Go do something else, buddy. Nobody's interested in your little, wow, what did I step into? I don't know what I'll get. But I'm definitely going to call. I'm going to make sure that the same people who got him on the felony stalking before are aware that he's continued to do it online. And he just tried to do it by sneaking around, but now I know exactly who he is, so you can't, it's not hidden anymore. And I have a treasure trove of screenshots from all the time. I just store them in a folder. And, even if he calls over and goes, this guy Gray, he called me. When they see the reality of it, they'll just laugh in his face, okay? I've never even given a shit about this guy. I don't even know who he is. Never heard of him in my life. And, No, you just diss the channel while you're sitting here, Alley Cat. You just come in and say rude shit to people while we're sitting here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you don't go out there and say something, but you do here all the time. All right. Anyways, let's just get back. Let's go over to the... Is always, and when you say you're an ex, you're sitting here right now? What do you mean you're an ex? What does that mean? It's just ridiculous. God, if you're an ex, go somewhere else, Alley Cat. I'm just not interested. What a dumb comment again. Just ridiculous. Hey, thanks, Animata. You did excellent work. Today's just one of those crappy days, That's the only thing I can chalk it up to. Is, I work my ass off, and today's one of those crappy days where all the work that I do doesn't pay off at all. It's a catastrophe. But, maybe tomorrow will be a different day. But I'm going to have to get back on to making video after video after video after video after video. Yeah, no, one of the people that's buddies with the real Cornet, I have given a cease and desist letter to. And they continue to go around, no matter what it is, every single place and do the same damn thing over and over again. And it just is, I don't know how to deal with it. I know how to deal with it. It just makes me angry. It's absolutely, I don't know. One of them was a moderator who I removed as a moderator because I gave her a choice. She wanted to be a moderator on another true crime YouTube channel at the same time my channel was going. And I said, you can either be on that channel or my channel. It's not like it's this big job, like that's what I want here. Okay, so I said, you can choose. She said, I don't think that's right. I want to be. So I just go, okay, I'm removing as a moderator. And then from then on, she turned into an online stalker, making up her own version of a story that doesn't exist. It's incredible. I've even shown the screenshots that totally prove that she's lying. Yeah. Anyways, Jesus. She'll just say stuff like, Gray wanted this and this, and then I just go, well, look, it says right here, you're wrong. Literally a nut job. That's all you can say. So, she goes around day after day, slandering, attacking, no matter where it is, trying to get favor with anybody that doesn't like me, she's immediately friends with. I guess I didn't get to see Alley Cat's latest comment. No, Alley Cat, it's one of those days where you always shit on people when you come in here. I've seen it. You didn't used to be like that, but you changed. So I'm not sure what happened. You just turned into this person that you throw out stuff that nobody was even talking to you, and you just throw out something that's just absolutely absurd, and people just go, wow. You know, I don't know what's going on with you, but you definitely are a different person than you used to be. All right? Okay. See how Gray's mean to his subs? Look, I don't care if you're a subscriber, a channel member. If you're in here and you're causing havoc, I'm going to say something. All right? And I'm not going to sit here and beg somebody, oh, listen, it's okay. You're okay. I just need you to be here. It just doesn't make any difference to me. All right? Now, we've given some people, you've given a million chances in here, and it goes on and on and on, you know. So I'm just saying. But I just wanted to say out there for the stalkers that it's not going to be working for you soon. All right? It's not going to be working. Jesus. Man, it's like one of those days. One of those days. Nope, there's no being so mean, Reckon. I'm telling you the truth. If you can't listen, people can't listen to it, they can't listen to it. All right, so let's go back to this crazy, the case is so crazy. It's like every single person involved, there's some weirdness to it. And I don't know what angle to go with. I mean, I think the main angle is the angle that it has something to do with custody. That's what it feels like. If you were just going to say, what's the number one, I guess we could do a poll in a little bit. We'll come up with categories for the poll. Hey, hello, everyone. If you were in my shoes, when you say it's not worth it, I know what you're saying. It's just not, it's not really feasible what you're saying. It's one of these things where, for years, these people, it's caused a lot of damage. A lot of people go, oh yeah, because here's the thing is, like they'll make a comment, and if there's one show where I say something that's even remotely close to something that they say, they go, oh, see, look at it, and people that heard it will say that. It's like I always like compare it to, let's say you're at work and you're on a computer, let's say, and one day you played a video game one time, right? You played a video game. And then somebody walked by and said, you're always playing video games. Right? And then 2 years later, you hadn't played a game, and you play one game, and somebody goes, see, I knew it. You always play games. Because that was in their mind, the seed that was planted. Now I'm going to, he better call them first. Okay? Because when I call, it's not going to be pretty. I don't know. Truth Sleuth probably changed his name too. That other guy. Yeah. Don't know. Hey, thanks a lot, Sandy Shirley and Lisa Wilkerson. No, I think she typed what she wanted to type. It's okay. But there's people that just love the big. I know, but this isn't. They like to do it when they can get away with it. They know what they've been doing is illegal to do. It's slander. It's absolute bogus stuff. I mean, I can literally prove every single thing that they say is incorrect. And so it's one of those things where I don't know if it's, it's at some point it's a stalking situation, not just slander. It's like this literal day after day, continuous, over and over and over again. And that's where I think it moves into the stalking world. It's not like you made a slanderous comment and then dropped it, but that one slanderous comment had an effect that is actionable. This is something that is just day after day. Anyways, you probably don't want to listen to this shit that I'm talking to you about, but this stuff goes on behind the scenes. Yeah, it's been better. Like I ignore it. I don't even get to see what goes on in those areas because I purposely blocked them and threw away the key on the site that blocks, and you have to have the password to get back in there. So I don't really see it. Somebody sent me the screenshot that I just showed you a minute ago with the crazy lunatic saying, "Oh, I called the police." What a fool. Yeah, I have the record right here where he called me first, and he berated me on my show. Well, I turned off the volume so you couldn't really hear it, but you could probably hear him going, "Ah, ah, ah." Yeah, well, you should hate those people. They're terrible. Not good. Is a stalker the same thing as an online troll? No. Yeah, stalker's different. See, an online troll could just be somebody that's out there. They come into a show and they go, "Man, I think aliens did it." And everybody like, see, and they're just trying to draw attention to themselves, whatever. The online stalkers are different people. And, I mean, some of them are the stalkers that come in that we call trolls, like, "Hey, troll alert," because they're just part of that same community. Yeah, it's pretty bad. They do, like, brigadiering, try to get a whole bunch of people to get into action. It's amazing. Can we please stop wasting time on the troll stalkers and jump into the case? Hey, Catherine, how about if I do whatever the hell I want to do? Okay? Alright. Alright, so let's see. I guess we'll just start over from the beginning. Don't you hate when people come in and they tell you how to do something? What a joke. Jesus. It's ridiculous. Why don't you go out and read about it, Catherine? We'll do it online here with everybody else, all right?
Police say they believe these women on your screen, Veronica Butler on the left and Jilian Kelley on the right,
trying to be
could
rude.
both be in danger after traveling together to pick up children. Their car was found abandoned on the side of the road in nearby Elkhart, Kansas. ABC's Victor Oquendo.
Okay, let me try to read it differently. Okay, hold on, Catherine. I'll do an experiment. Let me try to do it. Okay, let me work on my own self improvement here. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. I gotta do this. Let's see. Can we please stop wasting time on the trolls, stalkers, and jump into the case? I'm so interested. I haven't heard anything from this case yet. Oh, there we go. Boom. All right. See, I read it with a different tone in my head. Did you hear that? I think that worked. That actually made sense, right? Like, it was like, if you read it with a different inflection, like, "Hey, can we..." Well, I guess the "please stop wasting time." It's hard to get past that part. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. I think I could just sort of hear it differently in my head. Let's see.
Was following the story. What they're calling the suspicious disappearance of two women in Texas County. Police say they believe these women on your screen, Veronica Butler on the left and Jilian Kelley on the right, could both be in danger after traveling together to pick up children. Their car was found abandoned on the side of the road in nearby Elkhart, Kansas. ABC's Victor Oquendo is following the story.
Trevor, authorities throughout the region are searching for these two women. They are both mothers. Police call this a suspicious disappearance. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation looking into this one, saying 39-year-old Jilian Kelley was traveling with 27-year-old Veronica Butler to pick up children, but they never made it to the pickup location. At this time, we don't have...
Yeah, so that's what's weird. How do we know they never made it to the pickup location? What if it was a situation like this where the person who was supposed to have the children with them, obviously it wasn't the father, right? Because the father apparently was at a rehab facility. So maybe it was his mother, right? But what if the mother didn't have the kids with her when she showed up at the meeting spot. So there's no witnesses on that end. And then go somewhere. Anyways, I mean, who knows? But something is weird. I think the story comes down to whoever it was they were supposed to meet. That's what I think. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation said it. Let me keep playing this. Hold on.
Know exactly where the kids were, where that pickup location was, but the car that they were traveling in was found abandoned on the side of the road in Elkhart, Kansas. We have limited details about these women, only what authorities have released. Veronica has several tattoos, including one of a Chinese symbol on her forearm. Jilian also has a butterfly tattoo, that one on her left forearm. Again, authorities calling this a suspicious disappearance. They are trying to track them down and hope that anyone...
And Catherine, if I misread your tone, I apologize.
With any information on their whereabouts comes forward.
And the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation said it's looking into the suspicious disappearance of 2 women in Texas County. The women, Veronica Butler, 27, and Jilian Kelley, 39. So Jilian, though, was the supervisor on a supervised visit of Veronica to visit her children because she didn't have custody and only had supervised visitation. They never made it to the pickup location. How do we know that? For certain. You know what I mean? Like, how do we know that that is a true statement? A law enforcement advisory said their car was located abandoned on the side of the road. So they lived up in this town, and Veronica either lived in this house here or this house there. Jilian lived in this house, and the church that her husband is a pastor at is here. Neither of them have any criminal history whatsoever that I could find. Obviously, I mean, you're a pastor. It's not like you're... I mean, I'm sure there's some criminals that are pastors. I'm just saying, it's like they don't even have speeding tickets, for God's sakes. So anyways, you have, Veronica either lived here in this trailer right there. Right, and I see a couple little bikes here. One bike anyways. Maybe there's 2. I don't know. I don't know if that... This street view is from... Let's see. May 2023. And then right here... And that's the other house that she may or may not live. Does anybody know what kind of car that was that they drove? Anybody? No, you got the ads again? I put it on this conservative thing. Yeah, people do say that. It sends you back to the beginning. I'm not sure why. It doesn't do that for me when I get an ad. It's a Kia. Oh, is that what this is? That kind of... Isn't that what... Let me see. Yeah, that's what this is. Right there. That's a Kia. Look, I'm just looking at the insignia thing. Look at right there on the left. That's what that is. Boom. That's it. So that's the vehicle then, huh? Wow. So obviously this is the current house then, not the one up here. So that's pretty interesting, and probably in the satellite footage here, that's probably one of these cars. I bet. Let's look at that again. Wasn't there 4 in there? Okay, 1, 2, 3, and looks like that's probably the pickup truck again, and the Kia is probably right there. This is October 12th, 2022. All right, you guys. Well, let's see if we can try to hit the goal from earlier that we still aren't even close to. All right. I just want to see if we can possibly do that even in a later show. Right. So they would have driven from here. And some people say the meeting was supposed to be in Four Corners, but I think it was supposed to be at the school here. Didn't I read somewhere it was going to be at the school? I mean, why does anybody even mention the school if it's not part of it? I mean, that's the one thing that I really need, is somebody out there to tell me exactly where the meeting spot was supposed to be, where she was supposed to meet up with her children with the supervisor. Does anybody know exactly where that was? I didn't say that they had a spotless record, Paisley Dreams. I didn't say that, so it wasn't a good question. Breaking good. Veronica Butler is the person who has the it's her children. Veronica Butler. Jilian Kelley is the lady who was the supervisor, as I said a minute ago, whose husband is a pastor. Okay, so that they weren't the one that had supervised visits. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, it was the Jilian Kelley is the supervisor for the visit, and Veronica Butler is the person who wants to see her kids that need supervision. And she actually has a brother that assaulted sexually, and the brother was a minor, her own children. So that means her kids were assaulted by their uncle, which is the brother of Veronica Butler. And that was even during a time when she wasn't even supposed to see them. So there was something else that happened before that. And then just sort of, she has supervised visits now. And she was trying to get more visitation. And the dad, who had custody of the children, has been put into he's in a rehab facility for 6 months. Yeah, it's a late night Revengeance, but I really, I don't, here's the thing, I don't like doing the thing where I have to ask for the super chats, okay? It's really frustrating for me. But you guys all know that on this channel, when I do the live streams, you are the sole income for the channel. There isn't another source, okay? So when I'm doing these shows and you guys are looking around and you see that it's just, zero after zero after zero, it seems like, we would try to be able to get to where we normally get to. I don't know. I'm kind of dumbfounded. We had last month was great. Now we're starting out this next month and it just went. This is the approximate location according to the OSBI of what? Approximate location of what, Corey? So if you're out there and you're able to help the channel, that would be great. Thanks. So what is that at the approximate location, Corey? Hello? Around, it's a wonderful community in Grizz. Yeah, well, we do a lot of great stuff, or in the true crime world. It's just very difficult like this. Okay, tremendously difficult. Corey, what is that the approximate location of? I feel like just ending the show again. I can't do it like this. I mean, the guy types something in. What a waste of time. Jesus, you gotta be kidding me. That can't be the approximate location of anything. They were on the dirt road. That's the highway. No, I will not give a lesson on it. Yeah, well, the car was located on the dirt road on RDL. It wasn't on Highway 95. So this doesn't make any sense. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't know. I mean, just look at it again. Just an absolute nothing, zero, like a lull on 2 shows in a row, straight off out of the gate. Just absolutely. If Wrangler was, this is the guy's name, the father. If Wrangler was court ordered 10 days ago to report to 6-month treatment program at the Salvation Army in OKC, do we know if he ever showed up? They don't generally give more than 24 hours. Yeah, I mean. You'd think he was there. I mean, they'd be able to prove that, wouldn't they? And that's right over here. I think that's this building, because it's there's a whole bunch of Salvation Army, but this is the only rehab facility there. Right there. Man, Oklahoma, Jesus. Just flat. Dusty, probably. Hardly anything going on. Does what help? Yeah, so somebody else has said that the meeting was supposed to be in Eva. That makes more sense. And then somebody else has said Four Corners, which kind of makes sense because it's in between where Wrangler, the kids lived here, I would imagine. And then that's in between, so like you go down like this. And if that's true, then this is a very strange place for the car to be. If they were supposed to meet at the school over here, then it's not really that weird. Yeah, I know. I've got it, Corey. I've got it, Corey. I've had this figured out for a long time, Corey. Yeah. It's right here. And a person who was there said it was on the dirt road. That's what they said. I'll tell you what, I'll put your coordinates in there and actually let me do it differently than that. I can just put a pin on the ground. No, that doesn't work. Yeah. So I think it was facing this direction. Because, I don't know, the lady that said something said it was on a dirt road. And if you go down here, Highway 95 is... That's a highway. But these are dirt roads. That's Road L there. See that? So, to me, it seems like it was heading down one of these. Huh? Get the court records for Gray on, but not accessible from, I don't know, I don't see the court I see the, I can go there and I found court stuff, but not the documents. You don't get to just have the documents. I don't know, you have to pay for them or... What was this one? I don't think we went over this one. I've further advised that anyone so released who willfully fails to surrender himself within 30 days following the date of appearance set forth herein. This is regarding Wrangler Rickman, Rickman. This is March 25th. So I think this is when he was ordered. It says, the defendant shall report to this court within 72 hours of release of departure for any reason from the treatment facility. So he has to tell them, hey, I left. So he has to tell them that he left within 72 hours, but he can just kind of go whenever he wants to. I mean, look at that. The defendant shall report to this court within 72 hours of release or departure for any reason from the treatment facility. So he could have just left, right? Let's see. I hereby request the court order my release on this personal recognizance. I have been advised that anyone so released who willfully fails to surrender himself within 5 days following the date of appearance set forth herein shall, upon conviction, be guilty of a misdemeanor and may be fined. So it's not even a big deal that he's in this facility. So $1,000 fine, you know. I've been further advised that anyone so released who willfully fails to surrender himself or herself within 30 days following the date of appearance set forth herein, or willfully fails to comply with these terms shall, upon conviction, be guilty of a felony and may be fined $5,000 or in prison for not more than 2 years. In consideration of such release, I hereby agree to appear in person in said court within 72 hours of release or departure for any reason from inpatient treatment at Salvation Army, Oklahoma City. And it should start on the 22nd and go all the way through day of March 2024. I think it was a 60-day, or more than that. Wasn't it 6 months in there? Anyways, that's the father. So now you could think of it, and then the mother was going for more like visitation rights. So you could see the wheels spinning maybe in the father's mind about, wow, I'm in a drug rehab, and now she's working, she'll probably end up with custody. I can't allow that to happen. She may have even said that to him, like, I'm gonna get custody. Well, thanks, Zozo. Jeez, somebody thought of me on the live stream. This is it's really a strange day today, I gotta tell you. What's this? This is something, I think this is another new item here. First and foremost, we are praying for the safe return of Veronica Butler and Jilian Kelley. Veronica is a Yarborough graduate with the class of 2015. I remember her graduation ceremony very clearly, as she was only senior graduating that afternoon. She was a class of 1 that year. I joked about her being the top of her class. Well, she's only one person in the class. That's crazy. Yes, you guys. Join Zozo's wave. Second at this time, we just don't have very much information other than those 2 ladies are missing, and their vehicle was found a little south of the school down at the correction line. Because there are so many unanswered questions, Yarborough School will be operating in a lockdown status tomorrow So that means the school's on lockdown. So I bet you that is where they were supposed to meet. I just have a feeling that that is the location that they were going to exchange the children. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, why would they have a lockdown at a place like, let's say the meeting was at a McDonald's in a different town. Why would they have a lockdown at the school? Well, Alaska, what it meant was to match what she did. That's what the point of it was, not to just give her some waves back. Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see. Student will remain indoor throughout the day. All exterior doors will remain locked, except for the south gym outside door due to precinct voting. However, the south gym will be locked off from the remainder of the school. Classroom doors will be locked. Man, that's pretty weird that they're locking down the school, don't you think? I mean, those kids must go to school there. If you have specific concerns or questions, please reach out and let us know. Our hearts are broken for the families, and our prayers are with them. I mean, I'm trying to figure out why, when people say, well, they want me to show them how to do Google Earth, why, what for? I mean, just watch the show, you know, I'm doing it, you know. You know, you just use your mouse and your keyboard, etc. You know, it's not a big... Hey, thanks, Michelle H. Yeah, well, the school's going to be on lockdown. Veronica is a close family friend. She's apparently allowed supervised visits with her kids, and Jilian is the supervisor that was along with her to be supervised. So that's the sort of the breakdown of what it is. It just says Veronica's a close family friend. That's the woman that has children that she was supposed to meet supervised. She's allowed supervised visits with her kids, and Jilian is the supervisor. So that's the pastor's wife. That was along with her to supervise. The D isn't supposed to be there. They never made it to pick up the kids. Her car was found at Road L and Highway 95 near Yarborough. Broken glass and blood, but no signs of them. So worried and sad. Hope they're found safe soon. Hey, thanks, Chris Cooper. You know, that was the largest one all day. I mean, there was, you know, that's amazing. Very kind, very kind. Thank you. Although there was 2 people that did 5 gift memberships, which is, I think, 25. So that's good. Missing who are you talking about, Rufus? Who cares what they said? Let's see. You're welcome. I don't know who those people are. Yeah, people said Ava. They said 4 Corners. We've heard all of those things. I'm not sure which one it is. I'd like to have a family member come in and say, hey, yeah, they were supposed to meet here. I don't know. I don't know if they said where they were meeting or not. You just, what does that mean? Said where they were meeting. That still doesn't say, right? I want a specific location. It's just amazing, man. God. But Ava, as what I said, made more sense earlier. Or the school, right? So you got the school right here. And then Ava's just sort of here. You know, like this is the Ava area, whatever that means. I mean, it's about as flat as you can get. I mean, if you go down here, you can probably see the Earth curve if you look to your left. Yep, there it is. There's the Earth curvature. Right off the edge there. Kind of goes around. I think it's like 20 miles. But this is Ava out here. Yeah, see, that doesn't help at all, Rufus. Yeah. I've heard Ava, I've heard Four Corners. You know, like, people said Four Corners is where they're supposed to meet. I'm not sure why that was said. That doesn't make any sense to me. If the car was here. And so what it sort of makes it seem like is that, you know, they came from up here. And look where the Wranglers live. So they're going to meet some house in this area somewhere. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. I think it's going to come down to who are they supposed to meet. Now those are farming areas. I always think it's weird. You can see those when you're in an airplane too. But anyways, thanks Chris Cooper and Alaska and Michelle H. and Zozo. Yeah. Anyways, let me go through some more of these other conversations that people had. So here's the Gaimon Police Department. As of yet, they have no news. It's hard to swallow and try to be okay, but they are continuing to do everything they can for all. Prayers continue. One guy said on a post, I was so ridiculous the way it was written. It was like, "Hi, Sandy and I are praying diligently." What? I mean, come on. Just say praying, man. We don't need to hear the quantification of your praying. You know, just say, we're praying for you. We're praying diligently. I'm picturing somebody just sitting there all day, rocking back and forth, you know, just... And how are they so perfect around... what does that mean, Alaska? Because they make it that way. They make it round like that so that they can have a rotating watering system. I would imagine. Somebody look up Alaska and see when that account was created. I'd be interested to know. All I could find was a post stating they were supposed to meet up at Four Corners. Right, see, there you go. Look, see that? Four Corners. That's not even anywhere near there. That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy. Look it. Here is Ava, and Four Corners is way over here in this town, this little area right here, in Gaiman. I mean, that sort of makes sense if the... I mean, I guess that's the only town around there. What's 2008 stand for, Truth Sleuth? You got to type in a whole sentence. All right? Don't have any idea. Just let me type something in like that. Hey! 2131, everybody! 2131! What does that mean? I don't know. I just typed it in. So anyways, we have... oh, yeah, well, you answered so late. Okay, that's when the account was set up. Okay. I already forgot that I asked that question 10 minutes before, 2 minutes before that. And I guess it just shows you how long you guys are on pause. Oh, so mean. Look at that. I got thrown in jail. Maybe that'll work tonight. I doubt it, man. I think if I get put in jail tonight, I'll be stuck in here. And there'll be no more show. Don't you guys agree? I mean, just based on the pace that we've seen. Well, if you're a former member, you know, what do you mean you're a former member? I've never seen you in my life. Probably got one gifted. Oh man, look at that. Okay, Baz, are you gonna get me out of there? Baz B? If you're throwing me in there? Boom! Oh! Look at that. Baz B did the full-on jail cell, so mean jail cell. Oh boy, this could be rough based on what we've seen so far. It's on you, Baz B. It's up to you, buddy. I'm gonna be languishing here the rest of the show. Yep, I got tossed in there by Baz B. Yeah, I can't help it when somebody throws me in prison. Oh, look at that. Justin Gale got the key. I got the key. I stole the key from the... well, I didn't steal the key. I was trying to break out, and then she gave me... I've got bail money coming in. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going now. Does that get me out the door? Feels great. Feels great behind bars. Yeah, I don't know, man. When it used to be when I get thrown in jail, I'd get right out of it. People would just be getting me the hell out of jail. Because it's all in fun. It's trying to, you know, raise the funds for the channel, and that also allows me to contribute quite a bit of money throughout the month to various organizations, and it keeps me going and afloat, etc., etc., etc. What's the glitch? Keep getting kicked back to the beginning. Yeah, it must be an ad. I guess that's some problem they're having. Is that what's going on? If you're on your phone and you're watching and you get an ad, it goes all the way back to the beginning? You have been timed out. You did? All right. Well, maybe that might be enough to get me out the door. Anybody for a taxi cab ride to the hotel? Anybody? I was a low offender, so it didn't cost. It wasn't a big bail. Oh, look at that. The guy that throws me in jail gives me discarded pizza crust. That's the lamest shit I've ever seen.
Huh? It's the house! It's the house!
Come on, Baz B. Come on, Baz B.
It's the house! It's the house!
That's your first one ever on a live stream? No way.
Huh? It's the house!
Alright, I'll get out of here. Hold on, let me check that. What's the speed on blue here? Let's see. Looks like he's coughing or something. 1, 2, 3. Pretty good rate. Pretty good rate there. That's right. That's what Alley Cat, I think, isn't she the one that said, or he, or whatever the hell that is, that said, Blue, I'll give him till August. Something like that. Yeah. And you wonder what people are talking about. My opinion, I hope they take a deep dive into the pasture. I don't think so. Jeez. That's just like, you're just trying to find something out of like a movie scene or something. You do, Basby? All right. I'll wait. Let me know when you send your first PayPal in. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Yep, I just got an ad and sent me back to the top. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure why we need to do a deep dive into the pastor. How would that work in this case? He just wanted to kill everybody for some reason. Come on, Pink. Jesus. I looked him up. He had nothing. There's another guy with a similar name that has a different birth date that has a record of some sort, but it doesn't seem like it's the same person. Let's see. Yes, I know, and it's heartbreaking, and I chose not to share that because it's very oh yeah, let me keep reading here. As of yet, they have no news. It's hard to swallow and try to be okay, but they are continuing to do everything they can for all. Prayers continued. There was lots of blood everywhere. We don't know what happened, but it isn't good. Yes, I know, and it's heartbreaking, and I chose not to share that because it's very graphic and not something that gives hope. Not sure what that means. But also, thank you for sharing. There was a lot of blood everywhere and a bloody hammer laying by the car. So I don't know if that's true or not, but man, that's pretty crazy if it is. And, you know, it's weird too because that means the police are just being really... Why not just say it looks like a violent act happened at the car and we're doing everything we can to try to find out what happened and where they are. I mean, if there's a lot of blood at the car, I mean, you can determine if somebody's likely not even alive by the amount of blood that you're looking at. And they need to check to see if it's from multiple people. Okay, it says, Rebecca said, they're pulled over not far from the Blacktop Road. See, there you go. See, that's why I was saying to that person that was in the chat earlier. They were pulled over not far from, maybe that, I guess I could be reading that, so maybe it's off the Blacktop Road and off to the side, but it says, not far from the Blacktop Road is a section of land I call a meeting corner. It's where farmers park their wives' car when the road is too wet and they drive them out to the wet and they drive them out to get to town and then drive them home when they're done. They were there as their destination. Oh wait, this is something different. They're pulled over not far from the Blacktop. They were there as their destination for the meetup, who alerted the police they didn't arrive. When did they alert them? The searchers are looking for tracks in the field. Were these women ambushed on foot at their meeting spot? Broken out windows on the car, blunt objects with blood and blood pool. It's heinous, and I don't know where they're getting this information from. I don't even know what they're talking about. Maybe it's a psychic. Let's see what this is. This is okay, this is March 13th. Down here it says, okay, granting either motion. Mr. Oates announced his intent to file a motion to increase Miss Butler, that is Veronica, her visitation based on delay, whatever that means. I don't know what based on delay means. The court granted interveners motion to withdraw and motion for continuance of final hearing, attorney status, scheduling, and Miss Butler's motion for increased visitation is filed, and it was set for April 17th. So she was going to go in and try to get increased visitation right when the father of the children is in a rehab facility. Now, can't you see somebody getting nervous that they're going to lose custody at that point? That's what I picture. I mean, picture your own self. Like you have custody of your kids, right? And you have this one parent that just keeps trying to get back custody, and now they're going in for increased custody, and right at that time your hands are tied because now you're in a rehab facility for 6 months. And that would get you really paranoid. Because as soon as she has custody, now there's child support payments. Yeah, that's what I think. That's exactly what I said on the earlier show, Zozo. I think Jillian was just there, just kind of, just happened to be there. Has nothing to do with it. But we don't know if I think it's going to be related to the custody issue. Someone on Facebook said the father's new wife left him recently due to domestic violence as well. I don't know. Yeah, those things, there's so many people saying all kinds of things out there. Never really sure. Who does? Well, let's see it. His ex-wife, the wife that he just had previously? So, I mean, he has a new wife that left and she has a TikTok? What did she say? Right, that's kind of my angle, Sandy. I just don't say it out loud on the show because you never know. I'm not going to throw somebody, you sort of think that, I mean, there's lots of cases out there where you have other family members take care of somebody else that is going against their kin, you know what I mean? Like their family. Like you could have, the wife doesn't mean as much as their own son. The mother of the children doesn't mean anywhere near as much as the own son. See? And so you could see somebody trying to protect their son but it's so crazy because for me, that's exactly the person that was supposed to meet up with with Veronica, because I think she's probably taking care of the kids while her son is in a rehab facility. So this is, I don't know what this is. These are all just random posts by people. Let me see how I can do this. I have a local anonymous source, but if this is correct, this is a messy case. From a local anonymous source, Jillian came along with Veronica for protection. Well, no, I mean, what do you mean for protection? I think Jillian went along because she's the supervised person. She was picking the kids up because it was Veronica's child's birthday. But that's not what we're told. We were saying it was a supervised visit. The children were living with her ex-boyfriend's mother, who had custody under questionable circumstances. The children were living with her ex-boyfriend's mother. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Who had custody under questionable circumstances. Road L is a dirt road, not on most maps, and is north of Eve. Did they talk about it on Nancy Grace today, too? This is such a strange case. Let's talk about it. According to Fox News, Veronica Butler, 27, and Jilian Kelley, 39, were traveling together to pick up children on Saturday, but they never made it to the pickup location. See, now we don't... This story throws into question that Jillian was the supervisor. Yeah, see, this is the one. This makes more sense. Veronica's a close family friend. She's apparently allowed supervised visits with her kids, and Jilian is the supervisor that was along with her to supervise. They never made it to the pickup to pick up the kids. Her car was found at Road L and Highway 95 near Yarborough, broken glass and blood, but no sign of them. So worried and sad. Hope they found safe soon. Did we miss that Tad Cullum, Veronica's baby daddy's mom? His boyfriend. Okay, so... Alright, so... yeah. The dad's mom's boyfriend had a dismissed case last year for felonious pointing a firearm. Man, this is just getting nuts. This is one you almost need an org chart, don't you think? You need like an org chart. All right, let's see. Now, did she say something about the case in it? That's what I was looking for. Oh, that's him right there, right?
How can you love someone?
I can't play those. So that's him, right? Yeah, it looks like him. I don't know. I thought you were saying that there was a, like she made a statement on there. Different last name. My maiden name is so he couldn't track her. I know, everybody says a rural Roman Eve. Yeah, Eva. And then some people say it was at Four Corners. We just need the actual fact. Or Eva, I guess. Because I'd like to wipe off Four Corners over here. And Eva's right here, so... you know, how big is Eva? Does it go down to here? Let's see. Located in Texas, latitude 36.798, negative 101.907. Yeah, so that's right there, same place. Eva appears on Eva U.S. Geological Survey map. But how big is it though? Like, okay. Image map for Eva, Oklahoma. Let's see. So is this literally... I'm just looking at it off to the side over here, trying to figure out what we're looking at. So it looks like it goes from... Oh, okay, here we go. 36... Oh, crap. Let's see, how do we do this? Let me just put a pin on the ground. And now I can type it in. They have the degrees. So 36 degrees, 52, and then, yeah, and then 30. Where did that one go? Is that it? Yep. Okay, there's one. Okay, this is the segment that they're saying. Let me just show you over here. It's pretty cool. Look at. Hey, thank you, Youpergal. I'm most lying the back, listening and learning. Well, cool. All right, so look at this map. This is apparently I downloaded Eva. Okay. And if you look up here, it tells you the corner at 36, 52, 30. And then I bet you down on the bottom right, there's another one. Yep, there it is. So that one says 101, 52, 30. So now we're going to put another pin, and maybe that'll be the... So it's going to be from this pin here to... I'll put another one out there. And what's cool about Google Earth is, I don't know if you can see it, but they use the degree here, and... Oh, that's crazy. So let me see what happens if you... Do you have to have both of them in there? I guess it does have that. It says 36 degrees and then just 45 north. Let me put that in there. 36, 45, and this is 101, 52, 30. So it's almost exactly on it. 30. All right. So apparently that is where one of the pins are. Let me go back and revisit that one, because I think I only did one of the coordinates. All right, there you go. It's 10200. 102. Wait, okay, 102. And then yeah, right there. Okay, so Ava is... That's kind of weird. See, Ava's down here, but over here, that coordinates they gave go from here to here. That doesn't make sense. 10200 and that. And then down in the bottom down... I mean, these are the geo coordinates right here. It looks like. 33, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, this is 47. Eva Northeast. Elkhart, Eva Northeast. Hopkins, Eva Southeast. 1. And 4 is Hopkins, 5 is Eva Southeast, 3 is Eva Northeast. So 3 and 5. So I guess it's up here. The two, like these. I don't know. I'm just trying. I don't know how to. I mean, I don't look at these maps every 5 seconds or anything. I've seen them before, but don't spend a lot of time with them. But they gave us sort of a breakdown below. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell Eva is in totality so that we can know where a house might be. Instead of thinking it's this huge area, it might be a tiny little spot. But apparently on this map, it looks like 3 and 5, which are way over here, are the 2 spots which would be in this general area. Weird. Okay, I'm gonna do this again. It might take a minute though, right? So I think this is that one is correct. Let me just check. 102, and then 36, 52, 30. All right. Now let's go over to this one, which is 101. Put another pin out. This one will be 36, 52, 30 again. That must be on the same line. But this is different. This is 101. No, it's 101, 52, 30. Sorry if this is boring for you guys. I just want to get the outline of the... The top one is 36. Oh, they're all the same. So it's 36, 52, 30, 101, 52, 30. Okay, so it goes boom, boom. And now let's get the bottom one. This one should be 36, 45. And that's all it is. There's nothing after that. 36, 45, and then the rest can be removed. 36, 45, and... Oh wait, why does it do that? 36, 45. Get rid of that. 0, 0, and 0. Okay, get it stuck that time. Then 101, 52, 30. Ah! See, now it's starting to look exactly how this map is. So that's the, you know, say, Eva, bottom right. So it goes like this. Ding, 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 ding. We're almost on the last one now. Thank God. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting these little corners that each have the... And then we might be able from there determine where Ava is. Alright, put one more pin out here. 36, 45 again. Alright, and then the other one is 102, and everything is zeroed out after that. And there you go. Look at that. That's perfect. So that means the whole area that this is in, it looks like this. Isn't that cool? We just did exactly what we learned the other day when we were doing the GPS coordinates. So that's the full area of Ava. But let me show you guys something else on here, though. So when you're looking down at the bottom down here, there's like a little chart thing, and it says right here that 1 is Sturgis, 2 is Elkhart, 3 is Ava right here. And then 5 is also Ava southeast. So it's almost like it's this area over here. Now the 3 and the 5, if that's exactly what they're, you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe the red here is what we're looking at. And that's Ava, and this is northeast and then southeast, I guess. You would think don't you think the red here is where we're at, though? Or is it the red in the outline of the... Let's zoom out. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if they're saying that it's just right there, but this whole area, I think, might be the red in that little tiny graph down there, and then it's showing you the other places. And it kind of makes sense, because if you look at that, that's exactly right? I mean, the car is actually found in Ava. What do you guys think? I mean, that's what that map said. And those are the coordinates to get you around, get that rectangle in there. It's a perfect square, really. I mean, they have it. The coordinates are, I didn't draw it absolutely perfect. But. So it's a house inside of there, if that's true. All right, what else we got? Oh, you already did that one. You know what? I've had the phone number on the whole show and not one soul calls in. Why is that? Anybody got an answer for that one? You know what reminds me of all that glitters are trolls like you. All right, let's see. That makes sense. Sounds like they're being tight-lipped so far for this one. What do you mean that's our that's our map? Yeah, I got it right there. No, it's not. Four Corners is over here. Four Corners doesn't really make a lot of sense other than it's in between where Rickman lives and where Veronica lives. It's right in the middle. It's almost like a perfect spot. But Ava's right here. Yeah, somebody get rid of all that glitters, please. Thank you. Not sure why her comment remains. The mods aren't paying attention, obviously. Let's see. I think it's because this case is new and not a lot of info. Yeah, well, we just need, all we need is like one more piece. If you told me where the meeting was supposed to be, it really does start putting things into place where a rational theory can be made. If you don't have that, then you're just sort of like wondering. Yeah. I said last seen Four Corners in York. Yeah. And then everybody else says, oh, last seen at a residence in Ava. I mean, it was supposed to be a rural residence in Ava. So, you know, where do we end? How does it stop? I guess if we looked at that graph over here and you zoom in to that bottom, I think the red that we're looking at is maybe the red is here and then there's more Ava to the right, and you know, I don't know. Let me type in Sturgis and see where that is really quick. Sturgis, okay. Should be up to the, yeah, right there. Okay, so this makes sense then. The red in the map See, Sturgis is number 1. Let me zoom in so you see exactly what I'm talking about. See right there, number 1, and there's the red here is the grid that I drew. 3 is Ava Northeast, and then 5 is Ava Southeast. So that's sort of interesting because 3 and 5 are in there. So number 2, Elkhart South, should be just above our green thing. Okay, let's type it in. Elkhart South. Oh, they don't know what that is. It's supposed to be right here, because that's exactly where a moment ago. Let's see, Elkhart. Ah, jeez. See there's right there. If you 1 is Sturgis, and it should be up into the left. So you watch this. So when you do Sturgis, Oklahoma, it's right there, up into the left. So here's Sturgis. So that would mean that there's another square up there, another one here, and then apparently up there is south or northeast, and then another one right here that are also Ava. Nah, well, I didn't find one easier, so that's what I figured out on my own. You just probably pay attention. You learned something. And then the one that said, Ava map, United States, Google satellite maps. It was like a blocked site. Show that you appeared on a couple nights ago with Trisha reported a bloody axe. Yeah, we already said that. A hammer, though. Ah, Jesus, Sandy. Man, you're all over the place, aren't you? Show that you appeared on a couple nights ago with Trisha reported a bloody axe in the car earlier tonight. Someone on there is a local to this. Okay, we heard bloody hammer. Okay, so there's a hammer and an axe now? Jesus. Hey, thanks. Matt is a cut snake because the last show was... No, it wasn't privated. I deleted the whole show. I didn't get to hear you call out my name. Oh, well, I did say it. Sticker. So I'm doing it again, Mr. Hughes. So you only send me super chat so I can say your name? Not to help the channel out? My God. That's unreal. Bloody anything doesn't sound good. Yeah. So now it's a bloody axe and then a bloody hammer. How much you want to bet it's only one of those two and there isn't two of them? Yeah, well, this is what I came up with. It's Ava's this square right here. But there's also an Ava Northeast, apparently, that goes up here. And another Ava, you know, that would be just like that. There was some discussion, and I had to leave the stream. Okay, alright. That's weird. They must have been doing it after we covered it. I know this is just one of those cases where there really isn't a lot to talk about. At this point, it's just kind of like, wow, what a bunch of crazy people. You know, you've got the the mom who lost custody for God knows what reason originally. Then she let her brother assault her own children when she wasn't even supposed to be around them. And then she basically ended up having to have supervised. When you're having supervised visitation, that means there's really some egregious things that you were found to have done. And now she's trying to get, more visits. Maybe she's improved over time. But the father who had custody, probably with his own mom, she was probably the main person taking care of the kids, his mom, so the grandmother. And then he gets put into a rehab facility for drugs. So now it looks like the mom might actually get that custody back. We can't have that happen, Junior. Something like that. That's a theory, right? I mean, it's one that makes the most sense with the limited information that we currently have. Doesn't it always end up like this? Where you have these really crappy parents and the kids are the ones that suffer because of it. In this case, it might not be the kids. They're going to suffer because they'll be probably missing their mom for the rest of their life. Well, of course, the child support is always the thing. I said that on the first show earlier. Yeah. Almost every single time, that's the issue. So he knows that while he's in there for 6 months, she's going to have a good chance of getting back custody, and then he's going to owe support. All right, you guys, we're at $79. Is there any chance to get it up to, if we get another 21, I think we'll be at the goal for the night. For 2 different shows in a row. Yeah, just like a million different cases, Sandy. Right, I'm sure she went, ooh, we got to do this show right after I was doing the show. Yeah. I know, and then that's why I don't like doing those collaborations, Sandy, for exactly your reason right there. When you do collaborations, it's like saying to somebody, hey, everybody, let's go eat over at this other person's food truck, right? And then you all go over to the food truck, and then there's times where I'm doing a show, and then you go over to their food truck during my show. You see how that's why it's so dumb to me when people do those, like whenever I go on there, I feel like a dummy. Like, what am I doing? Just for exactly what you just said, Sandy Shirley. Didn't even know it existed. Now you do, and forget it. Anyways, it put more kids info. I put more kids into it now, though. He has to be involved somehow. It put more kids into it now. What do you mean? Where does it say that he's going to have a baby? Yeah. But they're not together anymore? Well, all I saw on TikTok was a bunch of songs. Like they were playing music and like videos and... See, I can't play these things. So I guess the answer is no to my trying to get to the goal request. Yeah, well, it's not the same thing when you're on Court TV. It's not a direct competitor. Although now he has his own YouTube channel, so yeah, I mean, it's different. But when you have somebody that's just like literally doing the same thing that you are, well, what's the point? I mean, it's like, what's the point of going, hey everybody, and being on their show? Especially when they're a smaller channel. Like, you don't really benefit from it. Like if somebody at 1 million subs wanted me to come on, you know, or 250,000 or something, then it'd be worth it, right? Because then it's like, oh wow, a new group of people might like to watch my show. But when you know, have somebody on with a really small channel, it doesn't help you at all. It just helps them, and then you have people that start watching their show because you had them on, or if they're good or whatever, you know, if they're any, you know, have any ability whatsoever, the people just be there. Oh, I subscribe, boo-hoo, and then the next time they get the notifications, because I don't do notifications. You know, my channel doesn't, for some reason, nobody gets them. Hey, look at that. Chris Cooper, we're only 2 short now. I mean, you guys get the philosophy, though, right? Oh, see, now look at Rufus right there. See that? Oh, wow, I'm going to go check it out. See? It's ridiculous. Oh, God. I've helped them them out a lot on a whole bunch of things, Marilyn. I've been on there 9 times. I did one, the Idaho 4 case, the surveillance footage. Just absolutely nailed that down on there. That was one of my best shows, I think, because that was just me and him, and they put the map out exactly how I wanted to, and we worked right through it, and it was great. And man, I make the shows that I'm on, and they turn them into videos. Man, they get like 175,000 views. I wish it would translate to my channel though. I never get 175,000 views. I had one, the first interview I did with Chase in the Madeline Soto case, I have 150,000 or something. And then it just stopped. Baby due in November. So he just got pregnant. They just found out, so now he's really nervous. Right. I was on Court TV. Rufus. I just said that. You can't copyright. No, why would I copyright? I don't. Copyright strike who? What are you talking about? I know I'm on Court TV, and we have these great shows, and they put out the video of the segments, and they do really well. I think that's cool. You know, I'm glad. And most of the people in the comments, other than like the stalker. Cornet whack job, you know, other than those people showing up in there, they have this whole crew of people that go in there and they trash the living hell out of me. Other than that, everybody is always positive, like, oh wow, hey, you should have Gray on more often, hey, you should do this, you should do that, and it's always positive. But there's this band of just absolute nut jobs that go around. Yeah, he is on Court TV, Rufus. Can you move on to a different topic, please? Thank you. Reminds me of the family where grandma pulled the strings to motivate the killing of... Yeah, that was... There was like 2 different families, right? Or not. They killed like 10 people in Ohio or something, in a town. Is that what you're referring to? There might be a whole bunch like that, though. See, I think there's many cases where a parent will take out their child's ex that's causing them a whole bunch of family problems. Yeah, what was the one? Yeah, there was that crazy one that was sort of a popular case that we covered where, what was it? Man, like the mom and the son, or the mom killed... God, it's really complicated, so I can't remember. The mom and dad, or the dad didn't seem like he had any knowledge of it, but the mom, the son, plotted to, seems like kill the ex-wife or something. Man, that's brutal. I can't remember it. That was like 3 years ago. No, I was thinking the road one, but then I switched to a different one. Let me just type in something. Murder for hire plot. Yeah, remember, that's right. Then they hired three different people. One of them was the girlfriend. So the girlfriend of the son knew these other people that she hired to execute somebody in a garage. Remember that? So like the son had a girlfriend, and she looked like she was like sort of Hispanic. And then she found two other people that were hitmen. Do you remember that one? Not the Rodin one. I'm not talking about the Rodin one. That's the one I was talking about first when I said it in Ohio. I'm talking about a different one. Let's see. Mother, son, plot to kill son's girlfriend finds hitman. Now, you guys are... Florida mom whose son hired hitmen to kill his brother. Okay, that might be it. This is it right here, I think. The mother of Florida dentist who was convicted of a murder for hire plot over a custody dispute was arrested Monday. You remember that one? Right there. That's it. Ha ha! Can I get a boom? Yeah. Yeah, look at this. The Adelsons. Look at this. Donna Sue Adelson, 73, was being held in Miami jail on suspicion of murder and other crimes after she booked November 13th airline tickets with her husband to Vietnam, which does not have an extradition treaty with U.S. according to jail records. After Charles Addison's November 6th conviction in the 2014 murder of his former brother-in-law, Florida State University law professor Dan Markle, Donna Adelson was captured on recorded phone calls to her son's jail, telling him that she knew that she was considering leaving the country. Remember that? You guys remember this case, right? Come on. Yeah. Yeah, so this one seems like it's really similar, possibly, right? It might have absolutely nothing to do with this, but it just feels like it might be similar. Yeah, that's Charlie right there. Prosecutor had accused of hiring Sigfrido Gar. We went through the whole probable cause on this one. Remember that? Had a great timeline and everything. It's pretty ridiculous, but anyways, come on. Nobody's going to get to that final number, you guys. I think we are at 9924. That's good enough. Let's see. The guy with the handcuffs. I don't know if there was handcuffs or not. But we need more information in this case here. It's just really, we can sit here and theorize. It's not going to be a serial killer. It's not going to be, you just got to look at what was the prevailing, very highly stressful, emotional thing going on, and it was the custody of the children, and right around the time where she's supposed to maybe get more custody, right around the time he is put into a medical, like a rehab facility, they go missing. Her and the supervisor that were driving at that moment to meet up, and I'm telling you, it's going to come down to the person that they were supposed to meet up with. Hey, thank you, Animata. You're equal to my sister, that is the Devastator. The ROXY, yeah, that's me. Hey, thank you, Cynthia N. It's 5:30 Greenwich time? Holy crap. Do you live in Greenwich? Marylise? What do you guys think? That theory that I just said right there. That's kind of what I've been thinking almost the entire time. As soon as you see this, but every piece of information that comes out sort of supports something in that realm. I think that it's going to come down to the person that, it's going to be related to the person who they were supposed to meet with. And you just look at what was the prevailing emotional sort of undercarriage of the entire thing, and it's the custody battle over the children, and she seems to be on the uprise of getting more opportunities with the children, and now he's put into a rehab where it makes it much more likely that she'll eventually have custody again. And I think that's where the whole thing lies right there. Yeah, I think that's the theory. I don't know, how it all happened or where, it just seems like, what are the odds you're about to go pick up your kids at a, for a supervised visit in a really contentious relationship, you can tell. I mean, she has supervised visits, for God's sakes. And she made up a whole bunch of lies about him. That's what I forgot to say, is she made up 4 or 5 false accusations against him, and everything that was accused against her was validated. So now there's this hate between them. I'm sure the mother absolutely hates the fact that she accused her husband, or the father of the children, of abusing the children. Okay? So you have all this stuff. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh wow, somebody called in. Hello, who's this?
In Oregon.
Deanne in Oregon?
Yes.
You're the only caller tonight.
I know that.
Wow, that's a miracle.
I heard you say that. I called to cheer you up.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest day. I'm smiling. It wasn't the greatest day in the world, though. Okay.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
There's a case that I don't know all the details on this, and yet it still reminds me of this case. And what it is it was a visitation, child visitation. They were meeting at a church. And 3 people in one family conspired to kill them outside this church as they met to see the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about that? I think it was...
I don't remember that case. But I think there's...
You do?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. Even that one case that we talked about. Remember the one where the dog and the lady went into the water and the dog was killed in the stream and she died in the stream too? Like there was something related to, it seemed like it was similar. I don't know if it was custody or something, but anyways, I don't know if that's an exact one, but yeah, I mean, there's many, many cases like this. It's always about custody and, how somebody's going to ruin somebody's life or something, and that's what they feel
support.
like. Uh-huh. Yeah, child support's a huge one. We did one in Oregon, actually. It was in Salem, I think. So I drove over there, and I forgot her name. But she and her son, listen to this one. So she had a baby with a guy, and he has a wife. So this lady had a baby, and she was going to take care of the baby and never say anything. But the state then, she was down on her money, so they went and had to do a paternity test and got her to say. And then once he was going to have to pay something like $900 a month for 18 years. So he went, and one day he went to their apartment and took her and the kid and drove up in the mountains and shot both of them, and then drove back down, and then they caught him in Portland at a donut shop. I mean, it's just ridiculous, but crazy world out there.
crazy world.
What do you think?
You know, kids cost money, by the way. In case anybody out there having unprotected sex, in case you didn't know that, okay? Kids cost money. They cost money to raise.
Yeah, but I have this whole argument though. It's like, my thing is this: so I think men, like most men, would want to be part of the kid's life, but I would think that most that you would want to make a situation where if you want to have a baby and the guy doesn't want the baby at all, you should just figure out a way to raise it on your own, because it's going to be a nightmare for you and the kid, and it'll be a shitty life the whole time while you're trying to force somebody to send money. Most people, though, if they want to be part of the kid's life, will help out. And, you know, and a lot of guys would just help out as they can, but when you start forcing somebody, that's where you get these violent people, you know. And that's just the reality of it. And the thing
kids
is
cost money, and they need their parents, and you know, not every kid is planned.
Yeah.
I know my first child, I was on birth control. I was in a relationship, and I decided I wasn't going to marry this guy, and I was going to get out of the relationship, and that's about the time I got pregnant. So anyway, I don't regret having my kids at all, but
yeah,
you know, it was quite a shock and a surprise, because I wasn't planning on having a child with him. I had good reasons. I had red flags. I had things that caused me to know that I had to turn around, and I didn't want to marry him. So, you know, this happens. I mean, I think that.
Right, but here's what I don't like. Here's what I don't like, though. I don't like when a guy has to pay $900 a month. And how much did you pay a month? I mean, the thing is, the way it should be is that it should literally be.
I paid everything.
Right, but I mean, you got the 900, whatever he gave too, right? Like, you did it yourself, right?
I didn't make him.
Did you do it yourself?
No, I didn't actually make him pay for his kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, it really wasn't good. He was a.
No, but it's good that you did that. No,
I
know, but it's good that you did that because you didn't have to deal with the guy every single, you know. See, there's guys out there
he made me so mad when he didn't want to pay for his kids. I was just
I get it. But it would have been so much worse all those years if he hated you and he had to pay the whole time, and it was a struggle all the time.
Horrible if I had to deliver the kids over to somebody who was a subpar.
And there you go. And there you go. See, that's what I keep. So you agree, but you don't want to agree. That's the problem.
Oh, we were better off. I would agree with that. I think he's a horrible parent.
Yeah.
And we've had some funny instances. You know, like he had another child, and one time he called me crying and talking about how hard it was. You know, and he didn't know what to do and everything. And I said, "Don't call me for parenting advice. You just don't get to do that."
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah. All right.
Well, you know, I still, you know, there's a lot of complicating issues in there. You have people who are really poor, for instance, and they get on because the other parent is not helping out, and the kids still have needs, and so they're on, you know, state some sort of money, and then
maybe they shouldn't have had a kid, though. You know, maybe they shouldn't have had a child then. You know what I mean? See, I mean, the thing is, what I don't like. Here's what I don't like. I don't like how it's there. It isn't fair. Like, for example, I think this is a theory. Now you might go, I don't like gray now, but I think it's like this. When women get pregnant, let me finish what I'm saying. When a woman's pregnant, she gets to decide to be the, you know, either not have the child or can have the child, and the male is up to the mercy of what their decision is, right? Now, what if the guy really wants, like, the baby's just as much his, right? Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Right, so the baby's just as much his. So let's say he wants the baby, and she doesn't want it. Well, he doesn't get to say, hey, I want the baby. I'll take care of it. Can you have the baby, though? And she goes, nope, I don't want it. And she can just willy-nilly go down to a clinic and have an abortion, right? And that's not really fair. So why can't a man have a legal abortion where he just goes, listen, I don't want the child. I give up all my rights to ever communicate with or ever talk to this child and have no parental responsibilities. And you sign a document, and it's up to her to take care of it now because it's not his. That was his. That's the way to make it fair. Do you agree with that? Like why can't he have the same? I know it's a little bit more complicated, but you don't. It doesn't have to be though. I think most men out there want to, like if somebody had a baby, you'd go, oh, okay, and you'd hopefully you're in a relationship. And there's a lot of guys though, or it would be totally they'll do it, they'll pay, But there's ones out there that are it's a horrendous situation, You don't want to have.
I'm trying to make you laugh.
Okay, but listen, you don't want to have people to, when you have a situation where the guy and you do not get along at all, and it's a horrendous situation, and you have the baby, and now you're forcing this guy that hates you already to pay $1,500 a month. You're looking for a horrible upbringing for that kid, and a very good chance of there being a violent situation. And we've covered. I mean, how many cases have we covered like this, everybody? 10,000 of them. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I've heard of so many.
I mean, hundreds.
So many children getting hurt. There are parents that are killing children. It's disgusting.
Right.
Well, I do want to add one thing here to what you're saying, and it used to be, I'm old enough to remember a time where men sometimes would just run off and leave a woman with a baby. And so I do know that a lot of women don't force men to pay, for their children. But like I said, if they're on state care, any kind of state aid, then
yeah. Well, my opinion is that I think a good guy, like a normal guy, would pay more and be way more generous if he wasn't forced to pay something. You know what I mean? Like if there was just hey, whatever you need, just let me know. I'll send you some money.
He's going to strive to be a good parent.
Right. You'd say, just let me know when you need something, and I'll buy it. I'll get it. Whatever you need. That's how it should be, right?
Right.
But the ones that you have to force to pay, those are the ones you don't want to even have to deal with. So just do it. You can figure out a way, everybody. My mom had 3 kids, and she raised us all by herself. She had 3 kids. She went to night school, worked during the day, became an appraiser by going to, she worked her ass off. And that's all you got to do. Instead of going, oh, somebody owes me something, you bastards. Just get off your ass and start working and doing something, kicking ass in life. You can do it. There's a lot of organizations out there. And I think you'll be so much prouder of yourself to get out of a situation where the person you're forcing to pay is a horrible person, and your situation would be so much better without them even in your life at all. Just say, listen, you don't owe me anything. You have to sign this document. You're not going to be a parent. You have nothing to do with the kid ever again. See you later, and make it happen. All right? You can do it. I'm telling you.
Well, I know that I worked so hard that sometimes, I couldn't even. I worked 143 hours one week, Gray. That was my top.
Wow, that's nuts. What is that?
That is absolutely nuts, and it was very.
What is that, like 16
stressful.
hours a day or something? That's crazy.
Yeah. Sometimes take a nap in my office and get up and do it again. Like I was just so overworked. But I wouldn't trade that. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't trade that for dropping my kids off at his house, and he's very irresponsible, and he remained irresponsible, and I don't trust him with my kids. I wouldn't trust him with my grandkids.
Right, so you don't want him learning you around. So that's my whole point. You don't even want him to have to pay something. Because if he does,
something very crucial, though. Don't forget that I had 2 girls, and they always, even though their dad wasn't around, they would have these fantasies of this knight in shining armor.
So they probably look him up when they're 18 years old. When they're like 18 years old, they look him up, right?
I didn't tell them what a piece of crap he was. I did not do that. So, there's a lot of things, people tearing down the other person, people, despising one another just constantly, and the children are the ones that are getting hurt. So,
no, I mean, it sucked because, my mom, she never, my dad never, my biological father, he would pay like $100. That's all he had to pay was $100 a month. But that was, that was a long time ago. And he never even did that, right? But my mom figured out a way, just by working hard and cooking her, shopping smartly and doing different foods, and and going to work during the day, went to night school at night, and figured out how to get ahead and make it, right? You could sit there and spend all your time trying to get every dollar out of somebody. Like this Jeanette Lawson in here, she's just one of those, you can't have a conversation with them because they don't listen to the reality of the world. It's just, they owe them, the kids are owed the money. Well, how about this then? If you agree with that, when the dad gives the $900 or $1,000, whatever the hell it is, sometimes it's way more than that, then let's have an accounting that the mother has to keep track of every single nickel that he sent to make sure every dime is spent on those kids. Okay? Every dime of it. Nothing. She can't go out and have a beer. She can't go out to dinner on it. None of that stuff. That's how you should do it. Because it's just, I think it sucks sometimes the way it works is, it feels like it's, like if they were together, how much would you have spent a month if you were both living in the same household? Sometimes it seems like it's way overboard the other direction.
Well, these days, for most people, it takes 2 incomes to have a household, and you still cannot meet your bills. So a 1 person, 1 income, for most people is not going to do it to raise children. I wouldn't nickel and dime somebody about whether they spent, if a mother has the children or a father, and they're being irresponsible and blowing on all their money on going out and having beers, they shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, and it's also, don't you think it kind of sucks like this too? Like, why does the women almost always get the custody? I mean, it literally is like 90. Well, no, it's like 90% of the time, right? So let's just say you have a woman that's just never really going to, let's say these do exist. You see the baby mama, the ones that have like 5 kids and they just want the money from each of the dads. So what if you have somebody that's just never going to try to achieve, but every time that the father, who they're not even in a relationship with, advances and gets raises, she goes out and tries to get more of the chunk from him to keep supporting her world. I mean, there's something really wrong with the whole way we have it set up. Yeah, there is something really wrong with that.
And the attitude today is really wrong. But it started with government interference in the family. And so, here we are. And also, I absolutely disagree with abortion being like
birth control.
Birth control.
Yeah.
Abortion is not birth control. Don't be, killing live things.
No, but that's what it is used for. You got to admit, like people just go, it's too inconvenient for me. I
use birth control for birth control. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think of the morning after pill? I think that's something that seems kind of reasonable, right? Because it's just right then. It's not like it's.
Well, the issue. I know I've got this issue right here. The issue is they put a dangerous drug. You know, it has terrible consequences, okay? Possibly. They put that out there like it's the, you know,
yeah, I guess I
there's
didn't really look
the
into
solution, and they just pushed it through, and it turns out that it's, you know, it's very dangerous and shouldn't be just handed out like candy, but they tout it as the solution. You know, it was never a solution, for instance, to use a male birth control pill, which you could have developed that, but that was dangerous. So is birth control pill. Do you see what I'm saying? But it was okay to give that to the women, but it was never okay to give that to men, make it available to men. So I just thought I would put that out there. There is, you know, maybe there is some something else that they could develop, but that particular pill is very dangerous. And why was it approved?
Oh, I don't know. I was just saying I heard about it.
Yeah, they wanted to take a pill and no more babies.
I didn't study
That's why.
How it, you know, if it's dangerous or anything. But,
right. I think that the problem I have with it is that all you hear is, you know, birth control. This morning after pill, it's called. This being politicized so much that now it's a women's rights thing, and I do not advocate giving women dangerous things, you know, for convenience. So I had cancer. My mom had cancer, and it was absolutely 100% attributed to a drug they gave my mom. And that was pretty inconvenient to me. Okay? It really was. It nearly cost me my life. Cost me my ability to ever have children again. Same with her. And it's for a drug that they outlawed now, but it caused cancer in 100% of women and their direct offspring that they gave it to.
Now, I'm gonna do my my moral. I'm gonna do my moral question, everybody. We've done this before. Here we go. Here we go, everybody. Let's ask people like Jeanette and the rest of them. So if somebody is pregnant, okay, here we go. Here's my scenario, everybody. Here comes Zozo. She's gonna have to think about it again. It's a tough one. You're walking down. Zozo's always going. Oh, here we go. Okay. So there's a woman walking down the street, and she's 4 months pregnant, so you can't even tell she's pregnant. And a mugger comes up and punches her in the stomach, and grabs her purse and runs away. They arrest the person, and she loses the baby. How many people out there are you absolutely angry? Like, are you really pissed off at that mugger because he took the life of that child? Like most people, what do you think out there?
I'm pissed off at every.
No, but I want you to think about this rationally. Everybody out there, are you angry at that? Like, should he get punished for the death of that baby? Let me ask you that. Should he be punished for punching her?
Yeah, my opinion.
You're saying yes, and I'm asking everybody in there, should he be punished for it? Okay, right. So everybody says, of course. Yeah, of course. Okay, of course. So then the lady's walking down the street, and she's 4 months pregnant, and she's actually is heading towards an abortion clinic, because that's what she was actually doing. She was actually about to go up into the abortion clinic, and he punched her in the stomach, and it killed the child. Should he still get punished, or was it, okay, well, she was going to kill it too, so what do you think of that? So what is your thought on that one? If she was about to go into an abortion clinic, and he punches her in the stomach.
Is that as good as an abortion procedure? I mean,
well, no. Let me just. I know, but that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's about the life. Okay. All right. So that's it. And now you think, okay, there's no mugger. That same lady walks up into the abortion clinic, and aborts the baby at 4 months. Are you still angry now, or is it? It's okay now. No, it's okay now, though. It's okay. So here's the thing. What were you upset about the life? Because if you were, you should be upset at all three scenarios there. Not just the one because it was a mugger. You should be upset at all of it if you actually gave a damn about the life, right? So that is the moral sort of puzzle that you have to work through. Okay, try to do it. Now, here's what they always say. It's a choice. It's their choice. Okay, right. So you're going to be God, judge, jury, and executioner because it's your choice. All right? Take the choice part of it out. Did you care about that life when it got punched by the mugger, or was it just the fact that the woman wasn't able to get to choose to have it after she was punched? Or did you care about the life? And if you did, then you have to ask yourself, did you care when you knew that she was heading up into the abortion clinic? And then what if there was no mugger and she just walked up the stairs and aborted that same baby? Then you have to say, well, that's okay then. Well, that's weird, right? Because you should be, a true person that is pro-choice should say the person should get no time for punching the child because it's not a life. It was meaningless at 4 months. And let's just move forward. That's what that's what a true pro-choice person would say. It's not, Brian. You just don't want to work through the argument, Brian. Your brain doesn't work correctly. All right, you can't work through it. That's why it's a struggle for you.
Let's move forward to the trial.
Which trial? Oh, the trial. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the trial of the mugger. Now, can't the woman say, I was on my way to the abortion clinic?
And then they'd probably say, oh, so you were going to kill it too, but then this guy's going to get in trouble? And he didn't even know you can make this argument. Listen to this. When the mugger punched her, he didn't even know that she was pregnant. It was an accident. He punched her to get the purse, but she knowingly knew that there was a life in there and chose. See how that's even worse in a way? The mugger had no idea. He just was like, oh, boom, and grabbed the purse and ran away.
Maybe. You're kind of twisting my brain around, but I'm not going to let you get me on that.
That's what my goal is. I want people to think extra about it. I don't really have like this, wow, I'm out there running. I'm just throwing these scenarios out because they're things that popped in my head because I think differently than most people do. So I think of these things like, man, that's a weird conundrum there. How do you get around the argument? Is it really that people are outraged at the death of the baby when the mugger punched? Because if you are, how come you're not upset if that same exact baby...
Because of the violence.
Right, I know, but okay, the violence. Okay, so it was peaceful when the baby was killed in the abortion clinic, even though they reach in with equipment and stuff.
That was not my argument. I didn't say that. I don't think that abortion should be a form of birth control. I honestly don't, so... Anyway.
Isn't that interesting, though? It's an interesting thing to think about there, right? It's like it makes you go, what was I upset about? Right? That's the whole point of this exercise. What are you upset about?
Will you tell me a good joke before I get off here?
Man, I don't think I know any jokes.
I don't know a good one.
Two men walked into a bar, and John said, I don't even know those. I don't have jokes.
I never can remember them.
Yeah.
Or they're just terrible, I shouldn't be saying them. I'm sure I've heard a few good jokes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you don't know any jokes?
I can't think of one that I would want to.
Maybe I'll try my riddle again for the people out. Let's see. What is it? So if you're out there, do not type in any of your answers, okay? Do you hear what I said? Do not type in any of your answers. Just listen. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 9. All right, just in your head. Anybody that types in a number, you're going to be blocked. All right? Now Zozo's going to type in a number. I knew it. See how I can call that, everybody? I can tell you. Pick a number between 1 and 9. Now multiply that number times 5. All right? So multiply the number by 5. All right?
Okay.
And then, let's see. Let me see how they go. Now add those two numbers together. All right? So like if it's 27, you add the 2 and the 7.
Okay.
All right. Now subtract 5 from that number. All right.
Okay.
Now, come up with the letter of the alphabet that represents, like, A is 1, B is 2, 3 is C, right? Right. So come up with the letter of the alphabet. Let's see. All right. And then now I got to figure out how this goes. Okay. Now come up with a country that starts with that letter. You got it?
Trying to think of a country that starts with that letter.
Okay, well, just come up with a country that starts with that letter. Now come up with an animal that starts with the last letter in the country's name. Right? You got that? You got it all figured out?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. There are no orange kangaroos in Denmark.
that doesn't fit my.
I know it doesn't fit yours because you didn't do the math correctly.
No, I did.
You did. You didn't. You didn't. I know you didn't.
So 3 times 5 is 15.
No. I
Okay.
said pick a number between 1 and 9 and multiply it times 9. You must not have done that.
Oh, you said times 3.
No, I said pick a number between 1 and 9 and multiply it times. Did I say 3? I don't even remember now.
You did. You said 3, and so I did that.
Well, how come somebody was right? I don't think I said
6.
it that way. I said pick a number between 1 and 9 and multiply it times 9 and then subtract 5, and then I went through it from there. No, you subtract 5, Catherine. Never mind. Every time I do this, hardly anybody follows along. They just kind of,
Well, you sound like you're smiling though. So
I
mission
was
accomplished.
until
Even
I
though
saw
we
nobody
talked about
following
abortion,
along. I'd have to go back and read the tape. I
ex-
might have said that. I don't know.
I think we talked about a bunch of stuff that is not fun.
Yes,
or
pick a
funny.
number between 1 and
I'm still
9,
laughing.
and then multiply that number times 9. So it's like, if you have a 3, multiply it times 9. I said 5 both times? Maybe I screwed up then. Okay, let me do it again. Forget it. It doesn't work anymore. You can't do it. Let me tell you how the joke works, though, okay? Let me tell you how this works. That's so here it goes. So the way the joke works is you pick a number between 1 and 9, right? And then somebody says, you might say in your head 2. Then you multiply that times 9, and then you get 18, right? Then you add the two numbers together. So the 1 and the 8, that's a 9, right?
Yeah.
You subtract 5, and now it's a 4. And then you say, now pick a country that starts with the letter that represents. A is 1, B is 2, and what would you end up with? A D, right? A D, right? What country would you have said?
Oh, probably.
You would have said Denmark. Some
Denmark.
people say Dubai just to be tricky, but most people say Denmark because that's really all they say. That's what 90% of the people would say. And then you say pick an animal that starts with the last letter in the country, a K. Most people say kangaroo right out of the gate, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then you say, well, there's no orange kangaroos in Denmark. And people that went through the steps correctly go, how the hell did you know that? And the way you know that is because the math at the beginning always leads back. Listen to this. 3 times 9 is 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. 4 times 9 is 36. The 3 and the 6 together is 9. Every single variation comes back to 9. So when you subtract 5, you always get the D. Right? So the thing is, the math is where you direct people. It's always the same every single time. All right, you get it?
Yeah, and I can't think of an animal that starts with K.
Well, a koala bear, maybe.
Other than kangaroo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
another Australian animal, of course. But, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got your smile.
Hey, I'm laughing now. Yes. All right. Cool.
I think you're going to end up being right about this being somehow related to the visitation, child custody. One point I would make on this, I know very little about this case, but it was somebody that knew where they were going.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So how many people knew where they were going?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, like, I mean, it's sort of obvious, like the person picking him up, but yeah, like, It feels like it's somebody that knew where they were going, and that's why I think it's likely where whoever was supposed to meet them has something to do with what happened to them. You'd have to then believe that some other random killer was happened to be out there during another contentious event that's happening. I mean, that would just be beyond strange. It'd be like the Delphi case with Keegan Kline.
Yeah, that didn't happen. So,
yeah.
Maybe an exception to that, maybe drug related or something like that. If they, if they were involved in such things, stuff happens all the time, and just follow somebody and
right.
But I really don't know anything about the victims, and so I don't have enough information to really contribute anything.
Right.
But
I just realized I don't mean to be, but I just realized it's already like 12 o'clock. I had no idea. Jesus. Holy crap. But I think it's going to be that, like we were talking about. I appreciate all those topics we went over.
Yeah, thanks.
You got us
lot,
into some
Greg.
crazy things. Think through those things. Think through them. Work on it. All right, I got to go, though. But thanks for calling. What's your name again?
Deanna.
Deanna. Well, what part of Oregon do you live in?
Near Portland.
Yeah, well, I guess you do have the same area code as me, so there you go. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, take care. I'm sure I'll call in again someday, especially if you're all down and
yeah.
grumpy again.
It was even like 2.5 hours, and like for example, we brought in $105, and normally in 2.5 hours we bring in almost $300. And I did an earlier show for 2 hours.
I sent you something in PayPal.
Well, I did something
did you check your PayPal?
Well, I did something 3 hours. Well, just let me say 2 hours earlier, and it was like 100. So we didn't even barely made the goal on a 5-hour day. That's ridiculous. Okay, I mean that's just way too much hours. It's crazy.
I'm curious about something now that I have you, or I can ask you, if you make videos and you're not doing the live, you make videos and put them out. Do you make more?
Well, I get more
show?
subscribers from videos, and the ad revenue, if they get seen by like 15,000 people, makes like $100 and something, but it just sort of augments it. But man, if I can't do the channel with days like this, I just can't do it. It's too much work for just so little. I have a goal set up for exactly what, I guess I could, if we don't send any money to the charities, I guess that's still an option, but that's not what the channel does, so.
Right. I would look into ways to drive people to your live instead of doing really long lives. I'm not sure if you have a time frame that you do those, but you see what I'm saying? Concentrate on trying to drive people to the live shows.
I know there's people here at the live streams. I have, there was 600 people watching earlier, and it just didn't.
Well, if you have the same 600 people, 400 or 600 people that watch all the time, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going by just the numbers. I've always been good at this, and so if you have the same people and say Joe gives, at the beginning of the month.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, but there's people. I always have
every.
I get it. Like they can't always send it in all the time, but there's many people that do support the channel all the time through the month, and I'm sure it's like, oh man. I mean, hopefully they think it's worth it, but
well, if you could get 3,000 people watching the show on the live.
Yeah, but they just don't do it. I mean, I watch other channels that have 3,000 people watching, and they don't even get, hardly anybody does the super chats. It's crazy. I mean, it's almost like people just think, oh, we're just, I don't know. It's weird to me that you have people that are staying up that whole time. There's no income at all coming in from the show itself. There's no ad revenue on these live streams. I mean, if there is, it's like $10. And
the
there's
super
no,
chat doesn't work for me, by the way. I have to
It's
send
odd.
you your PayPal. So.
It's a really strange thing, you know. It's
Well,
you know.
it might be because I'm not on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe it's a Google thing, but you know, I've tried several ways to join or contribute or something, and
It's so hot in here.
you know, I'll just send you some on PayPal.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
No, it's not a lot.
It's
not a whole lot.
Anything is something. It's just weird to me. Today was one of those days. Well, I'm just saying today is one of those days. Like, we had a great month last month, but today's one of those days where you just go, wow. You know, even doing 4.5 hours a show, you barely even got to like the lowest end of a goal. That's odd. That never happens. But maybe some of the normal freaks or whatever weren't around today. I mean, yesterday was a good one, you know. But
Well, this is just something that I want to say to the loyal patrons that listen to your lives all the time.
yeah.
If you would just share on Facebook when he goes live, if you really want to support the show. I'm not on Facebook, but if you would just share, maybe more people would come.
I think everybody relies
if
on
it's
somebody
10%,
else. They always rely on somebody
Huh?
else. It seems like everybody relies on somebody else to share. Like, I always say, can you guys go out and share it? They go, yeah. And maybe 1 or 2 people actually go do something. And if you share it on just your Twitter, you know, like you have 8 followers, it doesn't really do anything. I mean, you got to share it on a Facebook group where there's 4,000 people in there, and maybe some people will see it, or you go over to another place and share it, different platforms. That might be something. I mean, it's wild when you have these people that are just terrible at covering cases, but they got 3,000 people watching. You just wonder what happened.
Oh, I could probably guess which ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, horrible. That I just get really, I get a little bit upset sometimes. Like, did you really just say that? I mean, you have they're just saying things to promote interest,
right?
You know, and they don't care whether it's true or not. And
yeah, I just do, like right there, Zozo said, you need marketing. I don't do that. I'm not a marketer. I don't. That's not any. I have no ability there. I just do my show, you know. And obviously, there's people out there that recognize
remind people
it.
to share. I have one friend who is quite involved in some things. I'm not going to go into what all she does, but it's not this.
Mm-hmm.
But she's quite involved, and just one mention on her network of channels, linked to Facebook, bring 20,000-30,000 people.
Yeah,
so,
not me.
Just one person, just remind people to share, So if you held me upside down and shook all my change out, you'd probably get another $10.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I obviously got to do something. I mean, this is just.
Well, I thought I would. I'm just gonna be really, 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 bug you about this, because that will drive that.
But I do ask that, though. I say that. But I do it, and nobody does it. They go, yeah, somebody else did it, so I won't do it. I mean, I want to say, everybody, quit watching the show and go share the stream. And nobody, it's like one person goes, I did it, Gray. I just don't think anybody does it, It's just kind of like, I guess it's because I didn't do it from the beginning. People are used to not doing that, but oh well, it's okay. Well, today was just a bad day. We have bad days from time to time. It just was so, had such a great month. Every single day of the month last month was better than today. Every single day, the entire 31 days, every single day was way better than today. So it's weird that you just switch over to another month and then
the first day of the month.
Right, but what made today different than 2 days ago or 3 days ago or 4 days ago?
I don't know, but don't watch the clock so much.
I guess not.
I
guess not.
You
It's
know,
just sort
have
of
time
strange.
just drips by if you're watching it. Just remind people to share and have the mods remind people to share.
Maybe I should
See
have
if
like
you can get participation up.
Maybe I should have a like a chat bot that says, "Share the video," or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe so. Maybe so. But I don't want to find you in this terrible condition again. Do you hear me, young man?
It's not that terrible. I'm just I'm just in a grumpy mood. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
You have a nice night.
You made me laugh a couple
and
times.
I'll talk to you.
All right. See you later. Have a good one.
Good to see you smile.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, she's. Yeah. I haven't been in a great mood. Yeah, but how come the entire month, last month, was better? That's what I'm saying, Zozo. So it's not always the content. It's just sort of like, yeah, you know. It's usually well, I think it's almost always the content. It's like whenever you cover the really big cases, the shows do better. And I don't know why it has to be that way, but it's not too bad. But anyways, that's what I think in this case, everybody. I think it's going to be related to whoever was supposed to meet them to switch the kids or give them the kids has something to do with this. Somebody knew perhaps even the route that they would be taking. And it might not be that person, but it's somebody related to them or that person. And all they would have had to say, for example, if you're meeting somebody out in the middle of nowhere here, you guys, how is there proof when you say, they didn't show up? How is there proof they didn't show up? Maybe they did show up. And then that's when things went haywire and the kids weren't with the person. They were waiting there, and when they got there, something else happened. There was no kids. That's why the kids don't know anything. Now, if you ask the kids questions, like, hey, did you go out and meet? And they say no, well then that's where you got your suspect. If they say yes, it still doesn't eliminate them. It means that they did go and wait, but there was somebody else associated with that person that did something, but you needed the kids to be the alibi for you, and somebody else like maybe had them pull over and did something to them. Right? So that's about the closest theory I could come up with. Let's just see where it ends up being. You know? Hey, Catherine, I'll just come on whenever I feel like it, alright? You don't seem like a really supportive person. You seem like somebody that's in here almost just a curmudgeon for a female. It's weird. It's strange. Yeah. Let's see. I do shows every single day. If I don't do a show, I get 17 emails that say, "Great, what happened? What's going on? Are you?" Unless I say that I'm not doing one. Yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody. Appreciate you being here, and thank you for those who contributed. Jessica Schubach, Anna Meda, Lisa Wilkerson, Sandy Shirley, Lisa Wilkerson again, Zozo, Michelle, Alaska, Chris Cooper, Justin Gale, Renee H, Baz B, Upergal, Matt is a cut snake, Chris Cooper, Anna Meda, and Cynthia N. All right. Thank you. Well, thanks again, Anna Meda. Hey, when you get a chance after the live stream, getting off, look up Wendy Camp case. Okay. Maybe send me an email on it. I'm too tired right now. I'll probably forget. I think we just barely got to the goal in almost 5 hours. Yeah. This should have been a night where it was like double that because of the hours spent. But, you know, all days aren't the same. Kind of hoping to get to 200,000 since January of 2020 after this month, but it's not looking good. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, everybody, thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. I don't know if I can even click on the button. There it is. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later. Hey, everybody, think about that puzzle question I asked. I'm talking about the mugger situation. Kind of makes you think about what you were really angry about.